Ronald Read, a janitor, saved $8 million by 2014 without winning the lottery or inheriting money. He achieved this through consistent saving and the power of compounding. The key lesson is that financial behavior matters more than intelligence. As Morgan Housel says, financial success is about behavior, not knowledge. This video shares 5 key lessons from The Psychology of Money. The Swedish investor shares tips for financial freedom through stock market investing. Takeaway 1. Pay the price. If you want something valuable, like a nice watch, you have to pay for it. It's the same with investing. High returns come with a price. One strategy for higher returns is a concentrated portfolio, though Peter Lynch may be an exception. Investing for high returns comes with volatility. If you can't handle the price of seeing your net worth drop by 20% in a week, don't aim for maximum returns. For example, if you had invested heavily in Netflix 10 years ago, you would be wealthy today. But could you have handled the 80% drop in stock price during 2011? High returns come with emotional challenges, and you must be prepared for the ups and downs. High-risk investing, like going all in on Netflix, comes with extreme volatility. Even safer investments, like the S&P 500, face long periods of losses. The key takeaway is that volatility is the price you pay for future wealth. Takeaway 2. Never enough. Capitalism fuels both wealth creation and envy. Even with large bonuses, people often feel dissatisfied when comparing themselves to others. Social comparison can drive motivation, but it can also make you feel like you're never enough. In the top 1% of earners in the U.S., you need about $500,000 a year. Bill, a highly specialized doctor, is rich by most standards. But when he buys a vacation home in the Hamptons and meets his neighbor, Stan, who earns $10 million a year, Bill feels less wealthy. Stan, however, feels small compared to his childhood friend, Michael Jordan, who has $2 billion. And Michael sometimes mingles with Jeff Bezos, whose wealth is on another level. Jeff Bezos is in the top 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the 1%, and his wealth increased by $75 billion in 2020, reaching $200 billion. There's always someone wealthier. Envy from these comparisons has led people to make foolish decisions throughout history, like losing everything in risky investments or illegal actions. As you learn to invest, you may achieve financial freedom, but you need to accept that enough is enough. Takeaway 3. Crazy is in the eye of the beholder. People often do strange things with money, like spending on ridiculous items or hiding it. People have different backgrounds, values, and perspectives, which affect how they handle money. For example, lower-income households spend more on lottery tickets than wealthier ones, even though they struggle financially. This behavior makes sense from their perspective, as it represents a chance to dream of a better life. Understanding these differences can make you a better investor. By recognizing that we are all different, you can avoid blindly copying investment strategies that don't align with your own goals and risk tolerance. Acknowledging differences helps us avoid investments outside our expertise. For example, the GameStop situation wasn't something I participated in because it wasn't in my circle of competence. Understanding diverse perspectives can guide you on your personal investment path. Events like the Great Depression, World War II, the financial crisis, and COVID-19 are examples of black swan events, unpredictable, high-impact events that only make sense after they happen. These events teach us that human nature often tricks us into thinking we should have foreseen them, but in reality, they are unforeseeable. If you missed the 4 best-performing stock market days over the past 20 years while investing in the S&P 500, your returns would be significantly lower. The lesson is that it's more beneficial to prepare for unpredictable disasters rather than trying to predict them. Stop relying on macro projections because the events that cause market fear are often unforeseen. Regarding pessimism, if I presented reasons why the market might crash, you would likely feel negative about the market, showing how pessimism can be seductive. When I present examples of how things are improving, like rising life expectancy, cheaper sustainable energy, or increasing computing power, most people don't pay much attention. Pessimists often seem smarter than optimists, which Daniel Kahneman explains as an evolutionary trait. Losses tend to be perceived as more significant than gains, and humans have evolved to focus on threats. Progress is slow, while setbacks happen quickly and dramatically, making them more compelling stories. Optimism requires a long-term perspective, which is less dramatic and more vague. Understanding that you might be more drawn to pessimists than optimists can help you avoid an imbalance in how you perceive them. The world is better than you think, as Hans Rosling would say. To get rich in the stock market, you must accept the volatility. Envy is the worst sin, and you should never risk what you need for what you don't. Different perspectives make different actions rational. Rather than predicting disasters, prepare yourself mentally and financially to handle them. Be cautious when taking investment advice, as pessimism appeals more to survival instincts than optimism. Check out Morgan Housel's book for more insights.